what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
This podcast is sponsored by the 2019 Foot Candle Film Festival. This year's festival will be held September 27th through the 29th in Hickory, North Carolina. Learn more by visiting footcandlefilmfestival.com.
Good sunny afternoon here in Hickory, North Carolina. You're listening to Street Circle Drive here on The Mesh. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are McNally-less today.
McNally-less.
Right? That's how I say it?
Yep.
McNally is unable to be here for the recording. However, in true McNally fashion, he joined us for lunch.
He did, certainly.
Yes.
He had some things to say, and we will get to that shortly.
We will review a restaurant per our usual schedule here and give you the update on that in a little while. But for now, I'm Mary-Margaret, and that's Moose.
Hi, this is Moose. I'm doing great. I hope you are.
I am.
Awesome.
I am. It's a lovely day outside.
It's perfect.
Nice weather.
It's absolutely perfect out. This is what we are clamoring for.
Well, we're bouncing back from some nasty
weather.
We
got a bunch of rain this past week, and it was just a lot of folks in our area, a lot of roads in our area. A lot of folks have been really affected by the bad weather, so we hope all of our listeners are drying out and get their basements dried out and all that good stuff, and are getting back to life to normal. But, the good part about when we have big weather systems like that come in, all that bad weather goes away, and then we get a whole batch of good weather behind it.
Some pretty behind it. No, that's definitely what we're in right now. So we have definitely been hoping that the people that were affected by those floods are taking care of business. It was nasty for a while, but sunny days have been.
That's right. Sunny days are here again in beautiful downtown Hickory.
Yes.
That's right.
So, great. Well, it is, as we said, it's mid-July right now. So
Is it?
Excuse me. It's not. It's June. Mid-June. Whatever. It's sunny. It's pretty outside.
I mean, when you listen to this podcast, it could be mid-July.
That's true.
So happy mid-July to all those listening in
all
July.
All those that are going back and listening to things, too. So it's mid-June. We have lots of summer things happening around town, lots of hustle and bustle. But I'm going to toss it over to Moose to introduce someone who might be able to shed a little light on all the hustle and bustle around town.
Well, thank you for that beautiful introduction, Mary-Margaret.
Take it away.
Today on Street Circle Drive here on The Mesh, we have Hickory council person.
Or woman.
One of my favorite professors at Lenore. She molded this mind into what it is today. Miss Charlotte Williams, how are you? Thank you for coming, Charlotte. We appreciate it.
Thank you, and I am so proud of Moose.
Thank you.
It's been really a wonderful time on City Council, but also I love my time at Lenore Rhine. I'm still there.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. And I love to see former students being successful and doing great things. So thank you.
Doing good around town. He's all right.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
He's all right. We'll keep him.
That's right. So, Charlotte, tell us a little bit about how you got your start in our city government, and maybe what was your motivation to jump in? I know you were on school board. Was that your first dipping your toe into the political pool?
Somewhat, but some people don't know. Before, actually, I feel like I've been here so long because I raised all my kids here. It's a wonderful city, great schools, Hickory schools. I'm putting in a plug. That's why my kids are doing so well now. But prior to being here, I actually worked in city government. So I worked for the city of Chicago. I was assistant commissioner of planning. I also did some departmental liaison from the mayor's office as well. And I did my first graduate internship in the mayor's office, which is how I got started. So I've always had an interest. Even at LR, I coordinate the Human and Community Service major, which means I'm connected with the city. And from the time I really came here, I've been connected. So really, because my kids were in school, I wanted to immerse myself to help in the schools, and then did that for 8 years, 2 terms, and really enjoyed it. It was challenging.
That'll get your feet wet fast, huh?
Very much so. And every community is different. So really it was a good way to learn about this community. And I just felt I really wanted to get more involved on a different level. I'm involved in a lot of nonprofits, but I love local government, city government, seeing how things work and moving things forward, actually. So
right, we've got a lot of real progressive things that are happening in our city right now with all the bond projects and all that. So, what are you most excited about with these new bond projects that are coming in?
Well, gosh, there's so much to be excited about. I think we're doing so many things concurrently, and I know we're feeling the growing pains.
Sure.
Obviously, downtown is moving forward, but we have construction. We're just so thankful for the patience of our store owners, restaurant owners, because good things are yet to come, but sometimes it takes a little bit. So we're really looking at, hopefully by the end of the summer, things
right.
really picking up downtown, hopefully drawing more people there.
Sure.
What's really exciting me, though, is the fact that not just the amenities, not just the things that are popping up or the bond projects, the River Walk, obviously the City Walk, the Book Walk. Those are going to be great things for everybody. But it's really what that's going to do for the city of Hickory. It's going to attract more people here. We're going to retain more people here. We've already seen with the Trivium Corporate Center that we've brought not Corning in its entity like it was before, but there's going to be, actually, we have a Corning facility out there, and they're getting ready to actually move into it again. So we're going to be really attracting businesses, and that's really the purpose of all of this,
right.
to attract businesses through quality of life and a good workforce. So there's so many good things happening at once. So we'll be moving forward. And hopefully as these projects come to completion, we can talk more about what that means. And
you hit on, retaining folks here in town. What do you think the key is to retaining folks? Because we've had a few people in here, and we've hit on this subject before, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but that's something that every city has to deal with. How do we keep folks here? How do we bring people in? So I think all the projects that's going on right now is trying to meet that end goal. But do you think it's new construction? Do you think it's restaurants? Do you think it's all the progressive policies? What do you think?
It's really all of the above.
Right.
I think it's not just one thing.
Sure.
One of the things I think we have to be realistic about, because all of us know, oftentimes you grow up somewhere and your aspirations are to live somewhere else. So oftentimes we try to spend time and energy, and being at the university, I understand this, into retaining those new professionals. Sometimes it works out because the bottom line is people need jobs. So if the opportunities are there for young people, especially just coming out of college, we will see that they stay. On the other hand, I think the community that we're building really is for a good quality of family life, too. So what we're going to hopefully be getting are younger, newer families to stay or move here or move back, because a lot of those kids will go somewhere else and then say, wow, Hickory was pretty good. It was a nice place to grow up.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
That's
type
right.
thing.
And then they'll come and visit and say, and more things are happening. We have, more parks, bike trails, restaurants, music, and then they'll come back. So I think the target population is that young to, and plus we love our seniors as well, too, our retirees. So we really need to try to have amenities and activities and businesses for everybody. And
right.
That's going to be the key.
With your finger on the pulse, being a professor at Lenoir-Rhyne, you obviously hear what the kids are saying these days, but honestly, what are the kids saying these days about the city in general? Are they excited to stay? Are they can't wait to get out of here? Or are we hitting the mark? We're trying to keep those kids here because, I grew up in Statesville, came to Lenoir-Rhyne, moved away and came back. Same, Mary-Margaret lived here in Hickory, but kind of the same model. And do you think we're doing enough as a city to keep these kids here, or enough to just keep attract them to as a selling point, or are we missing selling points?
Well, it matters what they want. And I kind of feel with our college students, it's all relative. So we'll get students from big cities and you would think that's what they're missing. But we get people from large urban areas, students that say, I love Hickory because it's safe. There's a lot of outdoor activities. I can walk downtown. And they're really excited about the city walk that's imminent now. And just some of the things that are going to happen. So even the students that are maybe in their second, third years are now considering staying.
Great. Where
before it was not quite sure, maybe I do want to venture out, go back home, go to a bigger city again.
Right.
So I'm hearing a lot. I think an interesting thing, one of the things I do at Lenoir-Rhyne is international education. I work with the international students, and we get students from around the world that love Hickory. It's amazing. We have a lot of semester students. Every semester.
Sorry, Cheryl had a bug crawling on her, and I got it. I saved her life right there, live on the podcast. It was a bug, yeah.
Thank you. We have students that come for a semester and then they re-up and say, I want to stay a full year or longer.
Yes.
Yes, we have a couple that are getting their degrees now and they love Hickory.
Great.
So we're doing something right for really all ages, I think.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, so you're fairly new on council.
Oh, I was going to say not to Hickory.
No. On council.
Yes.
And so I've always been curious about this, but what has been your impression of the way you were received as a councilwoman? Like, as you are now in office, do you feel there are a lot of people that are active in the area and very involved in sort of the relations of city council? Or do you sometimes feel like you wish people would show up more? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Exactly.
I'm just always curious from your point of view. Are people showing up? Are people engaged? And what could they be doing maybe if they aren't?
Yeah, we meet every other Tuesday. It's something that the unusual thing is we have regulars. We have people that do not miss a meeting. They just want to hear what's happening. And they're very supportive. They're not there to just be questioning or negative. They're there to be supportive and just keep up with things. So we do have regular attendees. Usually our attendance is driven by topic and what we're going to be discussing. And
which has to be announced ahead of time.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
So people do come for that. We love to honor and recognize, and rightly so, highlight the good stuff that's happening in our schools, businesses. I have been pleased. I think we have relatively great participation compared to some other cities, other places I've been. School board, that was a challenge. We started actually having different students come in to present or showcase at the beginning to get the parents into school board meetings, but then they all left after the students performed or did what they were supposed to do. So I've been fairly pleased. Of course, you always want more participation. I believe that the more people that voice their concerns and what they like, the more effective we'll be. So hopefully we'll see more of that, but I've been pleasantly pleased to see how well attended, or even as different topics come up, how people come to speak. And actually, more than not, people that do speak want to speak about their satisfaction with something or a program or how things are going.
Hey, this is Alan from the Foot Candle Films podcast. Interested in promoting your business or event to an online audience? Consider advertising on the Mesh Podcast Network. Head over to themesh.tv for details.
So what is one of the many projects that we have in the works right now that you're really excited about? I know it's hard to just pick one, but what's something you're really, really amped about?
Well, I'm really excited about all of them, and partial to the City Walk because of the close proximity, or how that's going to connect Lenore Rhine, where I work, to downtown for the students and for faculty and staff. I'm hoping for businesses to pop up and that we can really revitalize some of those neighborhoods along City Walk. But I have to say I'm really excited about the River Walk.
The River Walk, yes.
And it is a lake. We're going to highlight Lake Hickory. We have this beautiful amenity. It's been here. But we don't have great access to it for everybody. So that's going to be the game changer.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a walkway that will really be there for everyone. Whatever age you are, it's going to be accessible. We're going to have a wonderful, through the generosity of the Lackey family, a performance dock, as well as a, what are we calling it now? A lake house that's going to be able open to the public that we can use for different events. And so not only is there going to be a place, a destination there, we're going to also connect it to our mountain trails and biking. And so we're really hoping that it's going to be a place where people will come to Hickory to really utilize the lake and just everything we'll have to offer.
Well, it's a proven fact. I mean, water brings people. It's, it's just what happens. It's out there, and we do have such a nice area at Lake Hickory. There's
definitely
so much opportunity. I've always felt like it was not being utilized the way that we should in the city, to make it accessible for everybody.
Exactly.
So that's going to be awesome. That's going to be great.
Right. I think that's, you guys are just nailed it with that river walk, because, it does. It attracts so many people. It'll attract visitors. It'll attract our citizens to congregate. It'll create that sense of community. And I'm really pumped up about that too. So, with the river walk, with the city walk, book walk, there are obstacles, of course. What do you think? What are those obstacles, and maybe how can our listeners, maybe pull up their bootstraps and at least give the approval and the go get 'em attitude, I guess. What are the obstacles for the city itself in implementing these things?
As you know, we're a little behind schedule on some of these projects, and now that I'm on the council, see what goes in, there are obstacles that are beyond our control, actually.
Sure.
So with, let's say, the City Walk, we're looking at a railroad. The railroad track's right in the middle of that City
That
Walk.
we don't own.
We don't own.
Yeah,
so
we
we
don't own
have
that.
Priority,
to
correct?
That's
actually,
right.
there are so many hoops that we have to jump through to
Yeah.
get the railroad's approval. As we start working on streets in different areas, that's NCDOT, and so we're working with a lot of different entities that can hold things up because we have to apply, get approvals. We are at a really good place now. Most everything is going out for bids already. We're going to see real progress by the end of the summer. And we're hoping, let's say downtown, which right now feels very, very much of kind of a hard place because it's hampering business. We've done our best, though, to try to let people know what's happening weekly. We're trying to make their businesses, most of the businesses, still accessible. Parking is still there. We still have the farmers market. So we're really working on trying to take those obstacles away, and we're hoping by September it'll be just our brand new downtown. So a little patience is what we need, but things are moving, and you're going to really start seeing progress fast.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to see it. Being a downtown business, we're excited to see all the great new things that are coming, and we're really excited that you were able to join us today, Charlotte. Thank you again for coming. And if folks want to find out anything more about the bond projects or anything, where can they go?
Our website.
Okay.
We have a great website that's up to date. You can find out about construction downtown, what's happening. So please go to the City of Hickory website. And thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely,
welcome.
thank you. And we would like to say Charlotte joined us for lunch
She
today.
did, yeah.
So
yes.
we get to
Yum,
talk
yum.
about that. So stick around for just another minute and we'll get to the restaurant review, which honestly, it's really everybody's favorite part on
Yeah,
all of
for
these
sure.
episodes.
They're fast forwarding through all this
I
earlier
know.
stuff,
I
too.
mean,
They want to hear, of course.
Right.
That's
Yes.
me. I love
So,
the
you know,
food.
I know.
one of the parts that we do in our on our podcast is talk about events and, you know, all the great things that are going on in Hickory. So
Yeah.
Mary-Margaret's going to take that today.
I am. I will follow in your footsteps, though, and give out the music info
Yeah,
first.
give them what they want.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, as we mentioned, it is mid-June right now. So probably after you hear this, it will have been too late for a couple of these things, but I want to give you a heads up because they have stuff coming up in the future. So this weekend, June 15th, is the next Tunes in Trade Alley, which is basically the sales.
It is the
music
sales, yeah.
series this year, minus the sales. So join in the back alley of or the back side of downtown Trade Alley. There's 3 great bands coming out there. Will have already happened by the time you hear this episode. However,
We hope you had a great time.
please, yeah, hope it sounded great. I'm sure it was. Last time was amazing. But the goal is in September is that it's back under the sales.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody cross your fingers. Let's hope for that. September, it'll kick off on the 6th and then happen each weekend, 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. Got 4 great bands coming in. Missy Raines, Sierra Farrell featuring Nate Leith,
Oh, yeah. Fiddle player.
Mac Arnold, and Plate Full of Blues and Moves. So definitely go and check out the city website, as Charlotte was just saying, and you can go under events and see the sales music series and all the details on there. And again, cross your fingers for a good September finish up of the construction so we can enjoy a nice month
That's
of
the
music
plan.
under the sales.
It's not going to rain any of those Fridays.
I don't
it
think so.
won't.
I don't think so. Coming up, we are in the tail end of the Hard Hat Music Series, which is happening thanks to the folks over at the station and tap room and Old Hickory Brewery. Those guys are giving us a little place to go down there while we haven't had some other venues available with construction. But every Friday night in May and June, so we're about to wrap those up. This weekend, we've got Moon Pie. On the 21st, it's the Jacktown Ramblers. And on 28th is Alexa Rose. So Facebook's probably the best place to check those
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
Get those dates under there. You can go under the Downtown Hickory Facebook page, and they have some events on there for you.
Yeah.
So just, I got to throw in some stuff for the other people out
Yeah,
there,
for
right?
sure. There's other things to do in Hickory except
There
go
are.
listen to awesome music.
Wanted to pass along something that I thought was kind of funny. Now, this is just on the outskirts of Hickory. Okay. It's in Newton, but it's at Newton Conover Auditorium, which puts on some fantastic events, shows, things like that. But June 30th, you know who's coming to the Newton Conover Auditorium?
No, but I bet you're going to tell me.
I am. It's Darren Knight, a.k.a. Southern Mama. If anybody's ever seen him on Facebook.
I love that dude.
You need to go check that out if you haven't. Again, you can go on Facebook and look up Southern Mama, and it is Darren Knight, a gentleman in Alabama who has taken over the internet with his Southern Mama impersonations.
Yeah, the Southern Mamas at the ballpark.
It's my favorite one. That is my favorite one. My favorite one's when he says, you know, you listen to your coach. You listen to your coach. Run. I love it. I know some of those moms.
Yeah.
I know some of those moms.
You spent a lot of time with those ball field mamas.
I did. Coming up on July 2nd, something super cool. USA Baseball's taking on Cuba.
Oh,
Yep.
Crawdads?
So at LP Friends Stadium,
nice.
Tuesday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. So that's a big deal.
That's right.
USA taking on Cuba. Go America.
Go USA.
Let's see
How many of
what
those
we can
Cuban
do
guys
here.
think are going to stick around? How many defections are we going to get that week?
No. Yeah, but mark your calendars. Of course, the Crawdads in the middle of the season right now. Lots of games still to play, so definitely go check out their page and see what all you got. We got the Hickory Farmers Market that's happening every Saturday from 8 to 1 and Wednesdays from 10 to 2. Don't let construction keep you away. It's actually over in the parking lot beside the children's playground downtown. The farmers market. There's actually several other farmers markets around town that you can look up and go check out that might be a little bit closer to your community. But Hickory's my favorite, and they have some really great stuff downtown.
Yes, they do.
Definitely go check that out. And then last but not least, I did want to bring up some attention. There's too much to name. But for anybody that's got a family out there that is looking for stuff to do now that the kids are out of school, summer break, your kids are home, there's plenty to do to not have summer boredom. And one of the best places I know to go check that out is Macaroni Kid website. That's a fantastic resource. You can get our local chapter or page, if you will, by visiting hickory.macaronikid.com. It's got calendars for everything happening. Any event at a local store, Lowe's, Michael's, Wild Bird Unlimited, anything that is having a craft hour or a group event that you can bring your child to, the library, all of these places, and they have these neat events that are happening, and they're all pretty much free. There's really not a lot on here that you have to pay for. There's things at recreation centers, camps, all different daytime activities and stuff. So definitely go check out Macaroni Kid to get a whole slew of calendar updates for things you can do with your kids this summer.
Can't wait. I don't even have kids, and I'm excited about it.
I think you might want to visit some of these.
Yeah, and don't forget, the Salt Block, the Art Museum, the Science Center, all those great folks over there.
Talk about summertime.
Yeah, if it's raining too hot outside, go inside. Check out all the cool stuff they got over there in Salt Block.
Lots of stuff to do over there. So there's lots of things happening, and just get on the interwebs.
That's right.
Go check it out.
So we're going to move right along into this food review.
Please do.
I'm stuffed. By the way.
I'm full. Yeah, absolutely.
So today, Mary-Margaret, McNally, Charlotte, and I, we all went to, please pronounce this correctly for me. Mekavilai. Thai restaurant located in Viewmont.
Yes.
It is a great place to go eat a very long lunch.
Yes.
It's long, y'all.
Let's go ahead and dive into that.
All right. Well,
you just
want me to start?
Just be honest.
Okay, so
Throw it out there, man.
The four of us went to lunch at Mekavilai, scheduled at 12 o'clock. The food is, first of all, you walk in there, it's see yourself. We sat in the bar area.
At lunchtime.
At lunchtime, yeah, 12 p.m. And we got greeted right away. Decor in there is fantastic. It's
fancy.
Very fancy. We walked in there like, wow, this is very upscale compared to some of the places that we go to review.
It's the most upscale we've been to our entire podcast history.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. However, the prices are low.
Yeah, definitely.
They're just really, granted it was lunch, but it was great. So I personally, we went with the lunch special. You could pick 2 or 3 different things, and they brought them out there in courses, which I guess might have extended our lunchtime now that we think about it. But, you got a choice of a soup, got a choice of a roll, and then you got a small entree. And it was, I thought it was great.
That is, that's a great lunch option.
Right,
That's
sure.
one of their, it's sort of like if you go to some of these other bistros in town where they have like bento boxes and stuff.
That's
You
what I was
can
gonna
make
say,
a little
bento
combo.
box.
Yeah, you can make a combo. But yeah, that was definitely one of the options, as well as a full menu that you can order during lunchtime where you could just get a larger portion of the entree maybe.
Right.
But this was a little sampling of stuff.
Yeah, it was. There was a very large, and for a lunch menu, it was pretty expensive. They had a lot of offerings. You know.
What'd you have?
Well, I went all vegetarian today. Go figure. And I had the tom yum soup, which was a little spicy, but it was good. I also had a fresh spring roll with a side of like spicy dipping sauce, which was fantastic. And then I had the broccoli lovers, which was basically broccoli, carrots, white sticky rice, and then some sort of delicious sauce that I really couldn't even put my finger on, but it was real good.
You did not add any protein to it.
No proteins,
right.
no, and did not need it really.
Which
and
you can pick from
right.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Right. So, and all that said, 3-course meal for $9.
Yeah.
something like that. Charlotte, what did you think?
I've been there numerous times.
You said
and
you like it a lot.
It's one of my favorite Thai restaurants, but I do have to agree with the issues of waiting. I kind of knew as I walked in, it was a little later than the others, and when I saw the amount of people in there, I knew we would be waiting. When there are less people, it's usually quicker. I enjoy the food so much, though, and I had
You can look past the service
times,
aspect of it.
But for lunch, I would say if you have a limited amount of time, you may have to really.
This
go
might be your
someplace-
dinner spot instead, right?
Exactly. But it was delicious. As
What
always.
did you have to order?
I had the Friday special, so they even have daily specials. And today it was red curry chicken. So it came with rice, red curry chicken, and then I started off, I didn't have soup, but I started off with the crispy spring roll. So it wasn't like the fresh. Everything was delicious.
Yeah. And you even had a little doggy bag put together for you.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I really had a lot.
It
so.
was. It looked really good.
Yeah.
That big bowl of curry.
It was. It looked great. I was sitting next to Charlotte. I was like, I wanted to sneak a straw into that
I
thing.
want you to share.
I did.
It's okay.
wanted
No
to.
worries. Mary-Margaret, what'd you have?
Yes. So I did the little three-piece meal as well, the lunch one, and started off with the tom kha soup, which other places might be tom kha gai, but it's tom kha there, and that is the coconut mushroom bamboo shoot soup, and it has a little bit of spice to it. It's one of my favorites, and they did a nice job with it. When I lived in South Carolina, my office was located directly behind a Thai restaurant, and unfortunately, I was a little spoiled by that. So shout out to Basil in Charleston. That was the jam. But so I compare a lot of stuff to that. So
Sure. High bar. Very high bar.
it is a high bar, and
Right.
I love Thai food. I really do. The soup was really good though, and had great flavor. Maybe could have stuck it in the microwave a little bit more. Maybe I needed it to be.
Just a touch
hotter.
I was on the lukewarm side.
I need more steam coming
Okay.
out of it or
Yeah,
something,
sure.
right? But I then had the fresh spring rolls as well, and the entree portion that I had was one of my favorites. I've actually had it there before, but it's the hot basil, and I added shrimp to that. I forgot in my soup I added tofu.
Oh, right.
I enjoy tofu. I like it,
good stuff.
and they had a really nice way to fix tofu. If it's not real tofu, if it's not cooked properly, I can tell. And this one was done right.
Right. So, what do you think score wise? If you had to score it, okay, let's do it. Let's do something different this time. We already aired our grievances about the service. The service wasn't great. It took us a long time to eat. Let's not count the service. Let's not put the service
not
in.
fair.
Well, let's just do this. We'll take the 2. So, if it was just on flavor, what would you give it?
If it was just on flavor, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
But since we are the Street Circle Drive podcast and do have to look at it holistically,
yeah.
what's their total?
I mean, I'm probably gonna knock it down only to about a 6.75.
All right.
Okay. Service is a big deal for me.
Sure, yeah.
Having worked in restaurants when
Right.
I was younger. So
Right.
that's just a big deal to me. 2 hours for lunch was way too long.
It was a long time.
For what they consider their lunch special. Usually when places offer a lunch special, it's because they know people are on that time limit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I was
And
getting that
this is
antsy
a way-
feel. I was like getting that antsy, like I should be out of here by now. This is
I know.
like it's
And there were a couple times that I was like, man, I just really want some more water.
Right.
And it took a little longer. There wasn't much checking in on the table. You kind of get your food and get your water, and then you get your check, right? And
Right.
so it's I just find it lacking, and that's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine.
Right.
And it threw everybody's schedule off, and
It did.
McNally didn't get to come.
And that's why we're McNally-less
Yeah.
today is because the lunch ran so long.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. We missed McNally. I'm sure he didn't listen to the podcast. So.
I'm pretty sure he's not listening at all.
But Michael wanted us to make sure that he gave a score and all that good stuff to keep his running tally. He gave Mekavilai an 8 on flavor. If he had to put the service in, which we do, he said it would knock it down almost a whole point. So 7 to 7.5 out of 10 is what McNally was going to rate Mekavilai as well. I'm kind of in the same boat. The service, you just can't overlook the 2-hour lunch. I mean, if you have something to do like we did, it just kind of runs into it, and it kind of causes, a headache. But, not knowing that the service was an issue going in, what can you do? On the moose scale, I'm going to give it a solid 5.2 out of 7. And, it's just the time consumption.
It is.
I mean, it sucks to say that, but the food was fantastic.
The flavor is great.
Maybe get it to go next time.
It's a nice place you can get your have a date night.
Right.
Because it's a little more elegant looking in there.
Right. Would not recommend it for a first date though, because if you're in there for a while and you don't like the person, that's going to be an issue.
You might be tied up a little too long. I will give you a little pro tip, which probably not pro for any of us, but pro for some of the people out there. If you're going to go out and try Mekavilai, I would encourage you to hop over to Hops and Grapes afterwards and check it out and see what they're having. A lot of times you can go in and do some tastings ahead of time. And so it just becomes an actual sort of event you can go out to, which is located right next door. And go over and see Billy over there and tell him that you're about to eat. And, It just makes for a little bit of a full evening. It does.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. And, granted, it's always social hour with us, of course. But, if you're sitting down and you're having drinks and, the time probably passes a lot longer than us, constantly looking at the phone saying, oh, is McNally going to be able to make this podcast,
Yeah.
So I'm sure that made it a little longer. Charlotte, if you don't mind, would you like to give a review?
Okay, so what is the scale?
You can make your own scale if you'd like to. That's what I do.
You can be a normal person and do it to a 10. 10 being the best. Or you can go with Moose's scale, which is out of a 7, which nobody else understands but Moose.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered about that.
It's okay. You can get on 7, though.
No, I'm going to do the 10.
Atta girl.
I have not yet convinced anybody.
And I think I'm incorporating...
have to incorporate food and service.
Okay. But I'm thinking also, because I've been there a number of times.
That's right.
I'm going to say 8.5.
Okay.
And I've been to almost all the Thai restaurants in our area. So 8.5 for the food, but it does go down. And, okay, so I would fluctuate when it's great, service is good, not too many people. It stays at 8.5. But today... Oh, my goodness. I wondered when this was going to start. It brings it down to a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It brings it down to
agree.
a 7.
So
we're all in agreement.
We are. So the moral of the story is if you've got time and you'd like to sit down and have a nice long lunch or a nice long dinner, Mekavilai's the place.
Mekavilai.
What is that?
Yes.
What did I say? Mekavilai. I cannot ever say that right. Mekavilai.
Yes. It is. It is located right next door to Planet Fitness, and to those of you who have spent some time here in Hickory, it's in the same center as the old Sgt. Pepper's.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Sgt. Pepper's. We know you oh too well and miss you oh so much.
That's right.
So yeah, go in there and check it out. I definitely think it's something we're very lucky to have that in this area. The quality as well as the authenticity of it, I feel like, is very true. And Charlotte made a good point today. I've never been there and not felt like the food wasn't fresh.
Right. No.
And that's important because there's so many vegetables incorporated, and they all taste fresh. So
that's right.
I think the people will like it.
That's right.
Our people.
Our people.
Go forth and eat Thai.
Well, we'd like to thank Charlotte Williams again for being on Street Circle Drive.
And thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing what's coming up. Seeing what the city's got in store, and hopefully encouraging everyone else to get involved out there and stay in communication about everything happening.
That's right. Keep up the great work. We appreciate it a lot.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So that's it for the McNally-less show.
Wah, wah.
I'm sad. I know it's a little down.
Oh,
but
buddy.
What are you going to do at the end? I'm going to have to say the ending, and you're going to have to.
I'll do both of them.
Okay. But thank you to everyone who's been listening to Street Circle Drive. We do encourage you to go back and listen to other episodes that we've done, as well as go and check out all the other shows that The Mesh has to offer over at themesh.tv. Lots of good stuff coming out of The Mesh.
Lots. And
So
more,
excited.
and a bunch to come. Can't wait. Y'all stick around and stay
Some
tuned.
new things on the horizon. Everyone needs to stay put and check that out. Find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, and if you have any questions or information or a place that you'd like us to review, send us a note over at info@themesh.tv. Until then, I'm Mary-Margaret, that's Moose, and say goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, boys, and goodbye, Hickory Nuts.
No, I think he says love where you live.
And love where you live.
Jeez.
It says goodbye, Hickory Nuts.
McNally.
We'll edit this, or not.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.